Hello everyone, this is Shikha and I am starting a new chapter from the literature book New Broadway. A little information about the chapter that we are taking in this video, Chambali. Here is a modern version of a story you already know. It is about a simple, hardworking girl whose goodness is finally rewarded. We already know the story of Cinderella, where an orphan girl was ill-treated by her stepmother and stepsisters. In this story also, we meet a hardworking girl who finally gets her good fortune. This story is in the form of the play, so first we'll see the list of characters. Chambali, maid servant in the house of Amma, the main character of this story. Amma, Sona Chandi, daughters of Amma. Rajkumar, handsome prince. And Pari, fairy godmother. So total 6 characters are there in this play. Now here we start the story. Narrator. This is the story of Chambali, a beautiful, good and hardworking girl who lives in the house of a woman known as Amma. So this story starts with the words of narrator who is introducing the main character Chambali, who is living in the house of a lady known as Amma. The name Chambali comes from Chambal, which means ash in Tamil. She is a little dirty because she isn't given any soap to wash herself with, but her good nature shines through her eyes and captivates anyone who meets her. Captivates means attract and hold the interest. So, and name Chambali comes from the word Chambal, and in Tamil it means ash. In Hindi it is called Rak. Here description of Chambali has given that she is a little dirty because she was not having soap to wash herself and clean herself. But she is really good by nature and it looks in her eyes. And whoever meets her, he or she becomes attracted towards her. Scene 1. Room in Amma's house. Amma, Sona and Chandi are lounging around in comfortable looking armchairs. Amma, Chambali, oh Chambali, where is the girl? She's never there when I want her. Lounging means to sit in a relaxed manner. As this chapter is in the form of play or drama, and dramas are started with scene. So here we are having scene number 1, where we see that Amma with her daughter Sona and Chandi is comfortably sitting in the armchairs. Amma called Chambali and said that where the girl is Chambali, and whenever she wants Chambali, she always busy in a kind of work and she never present there. Enter Chambali holding a broom. Chambali, here I am, Amma. You asked me to wash out the courtyard. Amma, that was hours ago. You are so slow. How will my work ever get done on time? In this story, we are having statements of each and every character. So wherever it is addressing like Chambali and Amma, and after that one sentence is written, means Amma is speaking that statement or Chambali is speaking that statement, right? So listening to Amma's call, Chambali enters room holding a broom or jhadu in his hand and replied Amma that she is here as she asked her to wash out the courtyard. Courtyard is called Angan. So Amma said that she told hours ago to wash the courtyard, and she works so slow like this, and home her work to get done on time, and how she will complete all household work like that. Chambali, but Amma, it was only 10 minutes and it is a large courtyard. Amma, and I suppose you have a watch to tell the time? If I say it was hours ago, then it was hours ago. Don't argue with me. Chambali, I'm sorry, Ma. Amma, finish washing the courtyard and don't dawdle over it. And make sure you don't miss the corners behind the pots. Then come and make some rotis. It's almost lunchtime. Sona Chandi, what do you want for lunch? Here, dawdle means take a long time to do something. So Chambali said that she told her before 10 minutes to wash the courtyard, so only not hours ago. And the courtyard is really big, it will take time to be washed. Then Amma asked her if she is having a watch to tell the time, and means how much time has passed. If I say hours ago, means it was hours ago. No need to argue with her. So Chambali says sorry to Amma, and then Amma instructs her that without taking too much time, she should wash the courtyard, but she doesn't miss to wash the corners behind the pot. After washing, she need to make some rotis as it is almost the lunch time. Then she asked her daughters what they want in lunch. So Sona is saying, I'd like some rice with mushrooms, and Chandi said, I had a very late breakfast, so I don't feel very hungry. I will just have some soup and maybe some fruits. Amma said, no, go away, now go away, girl, and do your work. Chambali starts to leave. So when Sona replied that she would like to have rice with mushrooms, and Chandi said that she had breakfast late, had the breakfast late, so she doesn't feel very hungry and she'll have some soup and fruits. Amma told Chambali to go away and do her work, and she starts to leave. Sona, get me my book from that chair before you go. I'm so bored. I wish the television hadn't broken down. Chandi, Chambali, get me the smartphone from my room. Will you? When will the repairman bring our television back, Amma? It's so boring without television. Exit Chambali. So here Chambali is about to go when Sona asked her to get her book from the chair before she leaves, as she is feeling very bored, and she wishes the television has not broken down. So now Chandi also called Chambali and asked her if she will get her smartphone from her room, and then she asked Amma when the repairman will bring the television back, as it is so boring without watching television. Then Chambali leaves to get their things. Amma, tomorrow, my darling, but you shouldn't be so dependent on television. You know, what will you do if you ever have to live in a place that doesn't have cable TV? Then Sona and Chandi together they are speaking. A place without cable TV. Are there really places like that? I could never live in a place like that. Amma addressed Chandi as her darling, and then said that television will be brought the next day, means the coming day, but she should not be so dependent on television. And then Amma asked Chandi what she will do if she has to live in a place where there is no facility of the cable TV. Then Sona and Chandi, they both replied with a surprise that if there are such places exist in this world without having cable TV, but they couldn't never live in such a place. Here we can see that how Amma, Sona, Chandi, they are living their life so comfortably without getting bothered about any kind of household or any other work, and how they keep ordering Chambali for their little needs. Here starts scene 2. In drama or play, when we switch from scene 1 to scene 2, it means we are switching from the backdrops. Means in scene 1, the backdrop was shown of a drawing room where Amma Sona Chandi was sitting. Now we switched over to scene number 2 where the backdrop of a kitchen is shown. So a little later, kitchen in the same house, Chambali is stirring something on his stove. Chambali, I'm so tired, I wish I could go to sleep. So scene 2 begins with the kitchen where Chambali is stirring something on the stove. Stirring means to move something. And then she said that she is feeling so tired and she wished she could sleep a little. Chambali feels really very tired and she has to do all the household work alone and no one helps her. Pari appearing suddenly behind her. Chambali can't see her. Sleep, my little flower, my sweet princess. Don't worry about anything, just sleep. So here enters the fictional character Pari and appeared behind Chambali, so she couldn't see her. Sound comes as if Pari was speaking and addressing her as flower, as princess and sweet girl, and said that sleep, my little flower, my sweet princess, and she need not to worry about anything, just go to sleep. Chambali sits down, puts her head on her knees and goes to sleep. Pari rustles about, stirring and cutting and chopping, and soon a wonderful aroma wraps around the kitchen and escapes through the back door into the spotlessly clean backyard. Rustle means making sound, and waft is called the aroma, spreading out. So here Chambali was really feeling very tired, so she sits down and by keeping her head on her knees, she goes to sleep. After that, Pari starts making sounds by stirring the food, by cutting, chopping, and soon a wonderful aroma spreads out of the kitchen and through the back doors is comes out in the backyard. That was cleaned spotlessly by Chambali. Before some time, Chambali cleaned that backyard. Now, Pari, something tells me that you are getting a visitor, my sleeping beauty. Pari speaks that she is having a feeling as if some visitor is coming, and she addresses Chambali as a sleeping beauty. A young man, handsome of course, and dressed in clothes of best quality, puts his head around the back door and sniffs as if he can smell something delicious. His name is Rajkumar. Chambali wakes up, Pari disappears. Sniff means feeling some smell. So a new character enters here. He was a handsome young man dressed in best quality clothes, and he puts his hat around the back door of Chambali's house and feels something as if he smell very delicious, something very delicious. His name is Rajkumar. At this time, Chambali wakes up and Pari disappears. Chambali, catching sight of young man, who are you? What are you doing in Amma's backyard? She'll have you beaten up if she sees you. Rajkumar, my name is Rajkumar and I'm just a wanderer. Young lady, I don't mean any harm. Chambali, well then what do you want? Rajkumar, I just want to go on looking into your eyes. Chambali, your eyes are so wonderfully luminous. They seem to be looking into my soul. Can I just sit here in your kitchen and look at you? Wanderer means a person walking at a place. Luminous means very bright. So when Chambli looks at that young man, she tells that who is he and what he is doing in Amma's backyard. If Amma sees him, then she will beat him up. He answers that his name is Rajkumar and he was just going through this way and he is not having any intention to harm anyone. Then Chambli asked what he wants. Then Rajkumar said that he just wants to look into her eyes cause her eyes are wonderfully bright and shines a lot and he's feeling as if her eyes are looking into his soul. So if he can just sit there in her kitchen to look at her, he just seeks for the permission. Chambli, sounding alarmed. If Amma catches you? Rajkumar, don't worry, I'll hide. Amma won't catch me. Rajkumar goes and sits on a cane stool in a corner and continues to look soulfully at her. Chambali goes on with the work. She looks into the pots on the stove, gives the last stir and then takes them off the fire. She opens a little flax board and finds that the rotis are ready. Chambly with the alert sound says that if Amma catches him, then the boy said that no need to worry as if he will hide himself and Amma will not able to see him. So two new peoples come in this characters like in this paragraph till now we have seen two new characters. One was the Pari and one is Rajkumar. So now Rajkumar was sitting. Rajkumar then goes and sits on a cane stool. Cane is called, that stool is made of the wooden pieces. Okay. So he sits on a cane stool placed in the corner and with the full heart he starts looking at Chambly. Chambly keeps on working. She looks on the pots kept on the stove, stir it. Last time, stir is called moving it, okay? And keeps them off the fire. Means put down from the fire. Then she opens the flat box that we called casserole in which we used to keep chapatis, okay? So she opens that flat box and finds that all the chapatis are already ready. Chambly, it's funny, but I can't even remember making the rotis. How time flies when you are working. She hums a little tune as she prepares three trays for the three mistress. Then from inside the house, Amma. Chambly, I'm dying of hunger. Where are my rotis? Sona, and my rice. Chandi, and my soup. Chambly, everything is ready, Amma. I'm just bringing it in. Chambly says that it's very funny as if she remembers nothing about making chapatis. Means she was not remembering as if she has already made chapatis because she was sleeping and when she wakes up she forgets everything. How time flies when we work means how time seems very little when we are indulged in some kind of work. So now she sings a tune. At the same time she was preparing three trays for the three ladies sitting inside the home. Then from inside, Amma called Chambali and says that she is dying of hunger when she will bring rotis. Then Sona asked about her rice and Chandi asked about her soup. So Chambali replied that everything is ready and she is just bringing. So this paragraph shows that the complete meal prepared by Pari in fact. And that surprised Chambali as she remembers nothing about preparing that meal. Scene 3. Later in front room, Amma, Sona and Chandi have finished their meal. They look satisfied and replete. Replete means full and satisfied. So Amma, Sona, Chandi all have finished their lunch and now they were looking full and satisfied. Amma, whatever you say, you have got to admit that Chambali is a good cook. I'm glad we have got her. Sona, don't let her hear you say that, Amma. She'll get a swollen head. Chandi, it's always better to keep these people in their place. Don't go about praising them unnecessarily. It's their duty to work hard and well. Raising her voice. Chambali, where are you, you lazy girl? Come and clear away the dishes. Chambali comes in. Swollen means became larger in size, or in Hindi it is called suja hua. So after having the lunch, Amma said, whatever we say, but you have to admit that Chambli is a very good cook. She cooks delicious food. She is glad to have her. Then Sona said that don't let Chambli hear this, else she will be having a proudy head. So whenever you are praising her. So Chandi then said that it is better to keep these working people at their lower places forever and no need to praise them for everything unnecessarily. Then by raising its voice, she said that it's their duty to work hard and work well. Then she addressed Chambali as a lazy girl and told her to clean the utensils, and having just hearing her call, Chambali comes in. Chambli, yes, Chandi, what's everything all right, Amma? Sona, you put too much salt and mushrooms and the rice was too soft. Chandi, the soup had too little salt. Amma, the rotis were okay. Sona, but next time don't put so much ghee on them. You know Amma is not supposed to have so much ghee. So Chambali asked, yes, Chandi, and then asked Amma if everything is all right, because Chandi, in a raised voice, called Chambali, na? That's why Chambali get a little tensed and asked, Amma, everything is all right. Sona said that she puts too much salt in mushrooms and the rice was overcooked. Then Chandi said that there was little salt in soup and it was Amma turn. Then she said that rotis were just okay. And finally Sona again said that from next time she should be keep this thing in her mind, that not to put so much ghee on rotis, as Amma is not prescribed to have much ghee. So this paragraph informed us about the behavior of Amma and her daughters for Chambali, that deliberately they all take out the mistakes in her work, and even when there is no mistakes can be found, they are ready to just tell the raising words to her. Chambly, I'm sorry, Amma. I'll be more careful next time. Shall I clear away your plates? Amma, yes, then go clean the kitchen, and when you have finished, go and buy me some things from the corner shop. Chambly, yes, ma. Somebody knocks on the door. Now Chambly says sorry to Amma for means whatever the mistake, they all have been taken out from the lunch made by her, and then tells that she is not going to be repeat that and she will be more careful about the food from next time. And then she asks to clean away their plates. Amma says yes, then instruct her to clean the kitchen, and after that she needs to go outside of the house to buy some things from the corner shop. Chambly says yes, ma, and at the same time someone knocks on the door. Amma, go and see who it is. Chambly, it's if it's a tradesman, I don't want anything, send him away. Chambly, okay. Chambly goes out. Chambly from outside, you, what are you doing here? Amma, who is it, Chambly? Chambly, no one, Amma. Softer, go away. Amma will be very angry. Now Amma asks Chambly to go after listening to the knocking noise on the door and see that if anybody salesman type of boy is there, then send him away, as she doesn't want to buy anything. Then Chambly says okay and goes out. Then on opening the door, Chambly says to the man standing at the door that what are you doing here, because that was the same man who was sitting on the cane stool outside of the kitchen. Then Amma asked, Chambly says that Amma asked from inside, who is this at the door, Chambly? Then Chambly replied, no one, Amma, and then softly told that man to go away, as Amma will be very angry if she knows about it. So it is needed to hear that the man was Rajkumar who was on the door, and seeing him Chambli was fearing from Amma. Rajkumar, but I have come to see Amma. Amma, who is it, Chambli? You know I don't like you hanging around talking all kinds of people. Chambli, it's a gentleman, Amma. He says he wants to see you. Amma, okay, send him in, Chambli, and then go and do your work. Chambli, yes, Amma, go in, young man. When Chambli asked Rajkumar to go away, he said that he has come to see Amma. And then Amma again calls Chambli and asks who is it at the door, as she knows that Amma doesn't like if Chambli hangs around and unnecessarily talks to different kinds of people. Then Chambli replies that a gentleman wants to see her. Amma says to send him in and asks her to do her work. Then Chambli tells Rajkumar to go inside. Rajkumar enters and greets Amma and her daughters with a namaskar. Chandi and Sona sits up straight when they see how good-looking Rajkumar is and how nicely dressed he is. They smooth down their hair and straighten out the folds of their dresses and smile and generally look coy. Amma, who is also impressed. Well, young man, and who are you? What do you want? Coy means pretending to be shy. So Rajkumar enters and greets Amma and her daughters with a namaskar. Then Sona and Chandi sits up and in a straight position when they see that a handsome, good-looking man, nicely dressed, is standing before them. They both started managing their hair, something them down, and then started arranging their dresses by straightening out the creases of the dresses and by pretending to be very shy. So they gave a smile, and then Amma also impressed with that boy, and then she asked that who is he and what he wants. Rajkumar, my name is Rajkumar and I come from Rajpur. Your brother-in-law, Mr. Mangal, is a good friend of mine. When I told him that I was coming here, he told me about you and your beautiful daughters and asked me to look you up. Chambli peeping from inside. Oh, he didn't tell me that. Amma, now tell me about yourself, but do sit down first, Mr. Rajkumar. What do you do in Rajpur? Rajkumar, I quite forgot. I have got a letter for you from your brother-in-law, Heritage. Amma, thanks. So peeping means to look inside. He tells his name Rajkumar and tells that he's from Rajpur. Amma's brother-in-law, Mr. Mangal, was living at the same place, means in the Rajpur, and he is a good friend of Rajkumar. So when Rajkumar told him that he is coming here, he told him about her and her beautiful daughters and asked him to meet you about this. So Chambli was just listening to all these things and was looking from inside and just exclaims with the surprise that he did not tell her about it. Means this was not the first meeting of Chambli and Rajkumar. Means when Rajkumar enters the home, then first he met with Chambli. So that time Rajkumar did not tell anything when Chambli asked, who are you, what do you want? So that's why Chambli was feeling a little surprised. Amma asked Rajkumar to tell about himself and says to sit down first and asked what he does in Rajpur. So Rajkumar replied that first he need to give something and he forgot that he has got a letter from Mr. Mangal, from his brother-in-law, and then shows him letter. Then Amma thanked him. Takes the letter and reads it while Rajkumar looks around him and then smiles at the girls who look even more bashful. Then Amma, he says he knows you well. Girls, go away inside. I want to talk to Mr. Rajkumar. Sona and Chandi pout and look discontent. They obey their mother reluctantly and go out, throwing many backward glances at the visitors. Glances means to look again and again, and bashful means shy. Pout is called to put out the lips to show the displeasure. Okay, and then discontent is called unsatisfied, and reluctantly means hesitatingly. So after taking the letter, Amma starts reading it while, and Rajkumar looks around and smiles at the girls who were looking even more shy. So Amma says that Mr. Mangal knows that you well, and that she asked girls to go inside at the same time as she needs to talk to Mr. Rajkumar. Sona and Chandi put out their lips in dissatisfaction, means they were looking dissatisfied, and they it was looking as if they didn't like the orders given by their amma. They just wanted to sit over there, but they don't want to go out, but they have to go with their mother. Then hesitatingly they go out. While going, they were keep looking back at Rajkumar again and again. So here we can know that Rajkumar was from Amma's village and had come from the marriage purpose. Amma, let me come to the point. My brother-in-law says that you are looking for a bride. He has a high opinion of you and wants me to help you in this. Rajkumar, thanks, Mrs. May I call you Amma? Amma, of course you may, Rajkumar. I may call you Rajkumar, I hope. Rajkumar, of course you may, Amma. And yes, I'm looking for a bride. Bride means dulhan, okay? And looking for means to search. So Amma tells Rajkumar to let her come to the point without wasting any more time. Her brother-in-law says that through this letter says that you are in search of a bride. Mangal has very high opinion, means he's regarded you as a very good person, and we can say good thought about you, and he wants me to help you in the matter of your marriage. Rajkumar thanked her and asked her if he can call her Amma. Then Amma answers, of course he may call her Amma. Then ask him if she may call him Rajkumar. She hopes she may call him. So Rajkumar too says, of course, she can call, and admitted that he is in the search of a bride. Then Amma asked, what kind of girl are you looking for? Rajkumar, I'm looking for somebody kind and gentle and sweet-tempered. Amma, well, my brother-in-law must have been thinking of my girls when he asked you to come and see me. My daughters are very good-tempered girls, and they are kind and gentle and take such good care of me. And they are very pretty girls, don't you think? Sweet tempered or good tempered means good natured. So Amma then asked, what kind of girl you are searching for? Means first she need to ask the preference of Rajkumar, that which type of girl he wanted to marry. Then she asked about the girl. Then Rajkumar answers that he is searching someone kind, gentle and good natured girl. Amma says that her brother-in-law must have been thinking about her own girls, and then when he asked you to meet her, she says that her daughters are very, very good natured girls, and they are kind and gentle as well, and they take care of her very good. So they both are very beautiful also, and ask him, doesn't he think they are beautiful? Because they both already met with Rajkumar. So Amma was asking, doesn't he think that her daughters were beautiful? So in this paragraph, we know that Rajkumar wants to marry a simple, sweet girl, and Amma praising her daughters regarding this. Rajkumar, yes, but they might not like Rajpur. It's a small town and there is nothing much there apart from the palace. They might get very bored. Amma, you don't know my girls. They never get bored. They are always busy with something or other. If they aren't knitting, they are swaying. If they aren't reading, they are singing. If they aren't gardening, they are cooking. They are very contented with the whatever they have. Why don't you talk to them yourself? Rajkumar says after listening about their daughters that maybe it is the possible that they don't like Rajpur, as it is a very small town. There is nothing just except at that palace. Palace is called Mahal. So maybe there may be some palaces over there in that small town Rajpur. They might not get adjust there and get very bored. Then Amma says that he doesn't know her girls. They never get bored. They always keep themselves busy with different kinds of work, like they are not if they are not knitting is called bunai karna, and if they are not busy in knitting, they do some stitching work. If they are not reading anytime, then they do singing, and if they are not busy in gardening, then they do spend their time in cooking. So they are really satisfied with whatever they do. Amma asked him that why he doesn't talk to them himself. Rajkumar said, well, okay, Amma, talk to Sona first. She is the older one. Calling out, Sona, come here. Sona comes in, is still looking coy. She has changed her clothes and is now wearing her newest suit in a very latest fashion. Amma, Rajkumar wants to talk to you, child. I'll leave you alone. She goes away. Sona sits down in a chair and looks bashfully at Rajkumar. Bashfully means shyly. So Rajkumar says, okay, and then Amma suggests that he should talk Sona first, as she is the older girl, and she calls out Sona and says, come there. Listening to the call, Sona comes in, and then she is still looking very shy. She has already changed her clothes, and right now she is wearing her newest suit, and that is according to the latest fashion of this time. Now Amma says that Rajkumar wants to talk to her and she is leaving her alone with him, and then Amma goes away and Sona sits down in the chair and looks very shyly at Rajkumar. So we can see Sona knew about having a meeting with Rajkumar, so she already comes well dressed. Rajkumar, I'm Rajkumar and I'm from Rajpur. I know your uncle. He asked me to visit you. Sona, I don't know him. Rajkumar, yes, he told me he hadn't met you. He wanted to know if you would like to visit him in Rajpur. Sona, isn't Rajpur a little village? What would I do there? Rajkumar, well, your aunt is very nice person and you could help her around the house. She's got a good garden. If you like gardening, you will love the place. Then here, Rajkumar hesitates a little because he was meeting with a stranger person and right now he is ready to talk to a girl. So that's why a little hesitation has come. But then he says that he is Rajkumar, introduce himself, and then he says that he is from Rajpur and he knows her uncle and he asked him to visit her. Then Sona says with confusion that she doesn't know him. Rajkumar says yes, that he told him that he had not met her, means Mr. Mangal had not met with the daughters of Amma, but he wanted to know if she would like to visit him, means if Sona liked to visit Mr. Mangal, means her uncle in Rajpur. Then Sona asks if Rajpur is not a little village, isn't it, and what she would do there. Then Rajkumar says that her aunt is a very nice person and she could help her around the house, means there are so many works in the house, so she could help her. She is having a very good garden, and then he asks Sona if she likes gardening, then she will love that place. Then Sona says, but I'm not particularly fond of gardening. Do you live in Rajpur all the time? Rajkumar, yes, I have a small place, that a house and a little farm that I look after. Sona, a farmer? Oh, I thought you were. Rajkumar, you thought I was what? Sona, well, never mind. My imagination gets a bit carried away sometimes. But don't you find it boring to live in a small town like that? Here, Sona said that she doesn't like gardening. Then she asked, does he live in Rajpur all the time? Rajkumar replied, yes. He has a very small place and there that is a house and a little farm. Farm is called field, means khet, that he has to take care of. Then Sona says with surprise that he is a farmer, as she thought he was something else. And then she stopped, means she didn't say this, but she was imagining by looking at the dressing and the way of talking, the manner, she was thinking that Rajkumar must have been occupied somewhere else, but now she came to know that he is a farmer. Then Rajkumar again asked what she thought about him. Then Sona says, never mind, her imagination goes somewhere else sometimes. And then she asks, he doesn't find it boring to just live in a small town like Rajpur. So here we can say that Sona is exactly showing her nature, that what she likes, and Rajkumar feels as she is proving her mother wrong about her personality. Rajkumar, no, I quite enjoy it. Does that mean you aren't interested in? Shall I tell your mother then that you aren't interested in visiting your uncle in Rajpur? Sona, oh, she knows I hate small towns. Didn't she tell you that? Rajkumar, no. That's funny. What's his Amma up to? Where is she hiding? Going out, calling out loudly as she leaves. Ma, ma. Rajkumar smiles to himself in relief and sits down and picks up a magazine. Rajkumar answers Sona that he really enjoy living in Rajpur, and then he asks Sona if it means that she is not interested in living in Rajpur, and if he would tell her mother that she is not interested in visiting her uncle in Rajpur. Sona says that her mother knows that she hates small towns, and then Sona asks if her mother did not tell this thing to him. Then she doesn't like this small town. Rajkumar answers no. Then Sona says that that is really funny. What's Amma interested in? I don't know what she wants. Then what is she trying to hide? The Sona gets up and then goes out and started calling her mother. Then Rajkumar smiles in relief and started reading a magazine. Then Amma coming in, Sona says she doesn't think small towns are her cup of tea. I thought that's what she'd say. Now my little Chandi will be just that you are looking for. Let me send her in. Rajkumar. Well, if you think it's a good idea, Amma. She's just a girl for you, believe me. Goes out calling Chandi, beta, come here. Rajkumar wants to talk to you. Mother's voice off stage, talking in whisper. Chandi comes in wearing her newest and most fashionable clothes. Whisper means to speak in a very low sound, and off stage means backstage. As we are reading a drama, so in the drama we have dialogues, narration, acting. So some dialogues and narrations are spoken before the audience on the stage by the characters. And when you listen to the dialogues, but they cannot, you are not able to see anyone on the stage, it means someone's speaking those dialogues at the back of that stage. So it is called off stage. So now Amma comes in and says Rajkumar that Sona says that small towns are not her cup of tea. Means she cannot adjust in small towns. So she cannot adjust with you. Now I send my younger daughter Chandi, who is exactly like you are searching for. I send her in your and you talk to her. Rajkumar says that if she thinks that it will be a good idea and it will be good to meet Chandi. Then Amma further says that Chandi is just a perfect for you. She believes, and then she goes out and calls Chandi and asks her to come as Mr. Rajkumar wants to talk to her. Now here we can listen to Amma's voice backstage. Means we cannot see Amma on stage and speaks very low to Chandi. She was speaking in a very low tone, and then Chandi comes in and then she is in her newest and most fashionable clothes. See, this paragraph shows as if Rajkumar was testing the real personalities of Amma's daughter. And after meeting Sona, he was sure that Sona is not a type of girl who can adjust with him. And whatever is told about her by her mother Amma was not right. So as Sona is not suitable as per Rajkumar's choice, now Amma prepares Chandi to present herself before Rajkumar's as per his choice. So we can imagine that that whispering sound, maybe Amma was making Chandi understand that how to speak, what to speak to Mr. Rajkumar, so that she can fix their marriage. Chandi, hi. Ma says you want to talk to me. Rajkumar. Yes, well, I'm Rajkumar and I know your uncle. Chandi. Yes, Ma told me. Rajkumar. Do you know your uncle well? Chandi. No, he left here a long time ago. Rajkumar. Would you like to go to Rajpur and look him up? Now Chandi comes to Rajkumar and he wishes him, means greets him, and then says that her mother says he wants to talk to her. Rajkumar says yes, and then introduce himself by telling his name and says that he knows his uncle living in Rajpur. Chandi says that her mother told about it, and then he asks if she knows about her uncle in Rajpur. Chandi answers that he had left years ago, so she uh, just doesn't know about him anything. Rajkumar then asks if she would like to go to Rajpur to meet her uncle.
Chandi. Ma said it might be a good idea to say yes. Rajkumar. Rajpur's a small town. Chandi. Ma told me that I shouldn't mind that. Rajkumar. There isn't much to do there. Do you like gardening? Chandi. Ma told me that it's a good hobby. Rajkumar. You won't get bored. Chandi says that if Sheila says yes, then it will be a good idea according to her mother. Then Rajkumar tells her that Rajpur is very a small town. Then Chandi again says that her ma told that she should not mind it. Rajkumar informs her that in Rajpur there is not a lot of works to do, and then he asks if she likes gardening. Then Chandi replies that her ma told her that gardening is a good hobby. And then he asked she wouldn't not get bored as you don't have much work to do. Now, in this paragraph, Chandi is just repeating the same word of her mother. It is seeming like a spoon feeding. Okay, means whatever the mother is told, Chandi exactly repeating her mother's word. So it seems as if she is feeded everything by her mother. So like when Rajkumar asks about Rajpur, then you have to answer this. When he asks about your hobby, then you have to say like this. So it shows that Chandi doesn't have her own thinking about anything, and she will do what she will be told to do by her mother.
Chandi, so long as I can watch television or go to the cinema sometimes. Rajkumar, but Rajpur doesn't have a cinema theatre and your uncle doesn't have a television set in his house. He doesn't like television. Chandi, horrified, what on earth would we do all day if there is no television? Rajkumar, well, you could work or read or cook. Chandi, looking more and more horrified. My goodness, me cook laughs. Mother won't expect me to cook whatever happens. So when Rajkumar asks about her hobbies, she answers that most of the time she watches TV and sometimes she likes to go to cinema. Then he says that in Rajpur there is no cinema theater, and if we talk about the TV, then your uncle is not having a television at his home as he doesn't like TV. So listening to it, Chandi shows frightful expression, horrible expression, and says, what we all do on this earth all the day without television means what else is there except watching the television? Because Chandi most of the time remain busy in watching television. So according to her, there is no other work. And what the person is going to do if there is no television at the home? It is very strangeful thing for her. Rajkumar suggested her that she could do so many works like cooking, reading, or anything else. Now Chandi becomes more fearful and says, being horrified, cooking and me. Then she laughs and says, my mother wouldn't expect me that I am going to cook something for her. Whatever will happen means whatever type the condition will be there, I will not cook. Rajkumar laughing with her, if you are visiting your aunt, she'll teach you how to cook. It's not all that difficult. She taught me how to cook. Chandi, don't you have someone to do that for you? Rajkumar, it helps me to learn to be self-reliant. I try to do my fair share of work in the house. Chandi, looking horrified again. Your mother expects you to cook. Rajkumar, yes. Self-reliant means when you are having self-confident, okay, means having self-confident that you are able to do some work at your own. So Rajkumar starts laughing with Chandi and says if she visits her aunt in Rajpur, she'll teach her how to cook, as cooking is not so difficult. And she also taught him how to cook. Then Chandi asks if he doesn't have anyone to cook for him. Then he replied that if we do all our work ourselves, then we become self-dependent, self-reliant, and we gain the confidence to do the work at our own. And he also likes to do the daily chorus of the house at his home. Means all the works at home related to the him, like he likes to do all by himself. So hearing it, Chandi again says with the surprised fear,
her that his mother let him cook, and he says yes. So Chandi is a type of girl who never does or shows interest in doing household chores, whereas Rajkumar gives a helping hand in daily works. So Chandi was surprised knowing this, that even after being a girl, she never bothered about household work, and being a man, Rajkumar likes to work at home. Chandi, really look, I have to talk to Ammar gently. You don't mind if I run away, do you? Rajkumar, not at all. I'll be all right by myself for a while. He settles down with his magazine, looking even more pleased with life. Amma comes in. Amma, well, that's that. Chandi told me about your conversation. It's such a pity that you don't suit each other. Here, Chandi seems not at all interested in talking to Rajkumar anymore, though she says that she needs to talk to her mother right now. And if she runs away, does he mind this? Then Rajkumar replies that he will not mind it at all, and he won't mind to be alone for some time. Then he again settled in the chair with his magazine, and he's really feeling very happy with life. Meanwhile, Amma comes in and says that Chandi told her about his conversation, and I come out with the opinion that both of you don't suit each other, and it is really not good. Rajkumar, I know it's really a pity. Don't you know any other suitable girls? Amma, sounding doubtful. Well, I suppose I could ask my friends. Rajkumar, your brother-in-law told me that you have a niece staying with you, his and your husband's younger sister's daughter. Amma, oh, her. She won't suit you at all. Rajkumar says that he knows that it is not good, and then he asks if she knows any other girl that will be suitable for him. Then Amma sounds again suspiciously that she could ask her friends about it, and then Rajkumar tells that her brother-in-law means Mr. Mangal told him that she has her niece living in the same house, means Amma is having her niece in the same house, and she is the daughter of her sister-in-laws. Then Amma shows strangeness about it, and that she won't suit him at all. Now it is clear that neither Amma's daughter nor Rajkumar is interested in making the relations, and now Rajkumar inquires about Chambali. Rajkumar, but could I meet her all the same? Mr. Mangal told me to be sure to meet her. Amma, well, you have met her. She opened the door when you came. Rajkumar, oh, the girl with the beautiful eyes. Amma, beautiful eyes? I have never noticed any beautiful eyes. She has been with me ever since my husband's sister died, and I have looked after her like my own daughter. I don't think I will ever be able to part with her. She is so much a part of our family, and my husband's dying wish was that I should look after her as long as I could. Mangal wanted to take her after my husband died. Rajkumar insists and asks that if he could meet her like her daughters, as Mr. Mangal told him to be sure that I met her, means the third girl besides the daughter of Amma. So Amma says that he had met her, and she is the same girl who opened the door for him at his arrival. Rajkumar says, oh, that girl who is having beautiful eyes. Rajkumar cheers then. Amma asks in wonder, beautiful eyes, but she has never noticed any beautiful eyes. Chambali lives with her since her husband's sister died, and she has looked after her like her own daughter. She doesn't think she will be able to let her away from her. She is very different from our family in manners, behaviors, personality. Her husband's last wish was that she should take care of her as long as she could, or until she finds a new home for herself. And after getting married, and Mangal wanted to take her after my husband's death. Rajkumar, I know he told me, Amma, but I was so attached to her that I refused to let him take her away. I have been training her to do some household work, but she still has a lot to learn. Rajkumar, I would like to meet her all the same, if you don't mind. Mr. Bangal was very insistent about that. So here Rajkumar tells that he knows about it. So Amma continues to say that she was in means very attachment or very attached with Chambli, and she refused Mangal to take her away. When Mangal wanted to take her, then Amma refused him. Then she has been training her for some household work, but she still needs to learn a lot. Rajkumar then says that even after he would like to meet her, if she doesn't mind, as Mr. Mangal insisted a lot about having a meeting with her. Amma now sure that Rajkumar is not fit for either Sona or Chandi, but she doesn't want him to meet Chambali, and Rajkumar keep insisting to meet her. So here we can see that Amma, by giving different excuses, she wanted to just show her love for Chambali, but that was not reality. Means insist we have just gone through in the last paragraphs that how Amma, Sona, Chandi, they all are treating Chambali as a maid of that house. So whatever Amma is speaking right now before Rajkumar, that is all fake. But even then, Rajkumar was insisting to meet Chambali. Amma with a sigh. I suppose if you must, you must. I'll send her in. Chambali, I'm in Chameli. Where are you? Goes out. Rajkumar sits back happily waiting for Chambali or Chameli to make her appearance. He closes his eyes and hums a dreamy tune. So here we came to know that Chambali is also called a Chameli, means sometime Amma called her Chameli. Sigh means long breath. So on insisting of Rajkumar, Amma says with a long breath that if he is sure about meeting with her, then he must meet her. And she will send Chambali. Then Amma goes out calling Chambali. Rajkumar sits back and happily he is waiting for Chambali as when will she come. And he closes his eyes and starts making a dreamy tune. Means here we can suppose that the moment has come for which Rajkumar was waiting, and that's why he just uh, float in the dreams of the musical tune that when Chambali will come and he will get a chance to meet her. Pari peeping out, so that's the young man who's got my little Chameli all in a flutter. I have waved my magic wand over her and she looks like a princess now. Even if I say so myself, her mother-in-law to be, that's the Rajmata of Rajpur, is going to like her new daughter-in-law very much. I guess she will be all right now, and I can retire to call little cottage in the country. Moves aside as Chameli comes in and dressed in her new clothes looking as pretty as a picture. Rajkumar rises and holds out his hand. So peeping in means comes in, and flutter is called just flapping the wings. So here comes the end of the story when Pari again appears. Okay, the imaginary character that Pari was there, it again comes on the stage and looks at Rajkumar as he sits by closing his eyes. He's not able to see Pari before him. Okay, as earlier Chameli was not able to see the Pari, same as Rajkumar was not able to see the Pari because it is an imaginary character like Cinderella. We are having fairy godmother, so here we are having this Pari. So we already know that Pari is a fictional or imaginative character in this story. So Pari says, looking at Rajkumar, so this is the young man who will take my little Chameli all at once. She have just wave her magic wand, or we can say jadoo ki chhadi over Chambali, and now she looks like a princess. Her mother-in-law, or she can say Rajmata of Rajpur, will surely like her. These type of imagination were coming in Pari's heart, and she was thinking that her daughter-in-law or means daughter-in-law means bahu and mother-in-law means sa. So she's definitely going to like her. She supposes now Chambali is fine and this is the time for her to go to her little cottage in the country. Pari is talking about her cottage. Now as Chambali comes in, the Pari moves aside. She looks as beautiful as a painting in her new dress. On seeing her, Rajkumar gets up and welcomes her with the wonder and happiness. So here even Chambali is unaware about the presence of Pari. Means Chambali was an orphan girl. She was not having her parents. So in fact it is a type of imaginative or by the good deeds of Chambali that she was very good by nature. word. She never think bad about anyone, any other person. That's why Pari invisibly means without appearing before Shambali, she always tried to help her invisibly. I wonder if he has got transport. Maybe I could give them a nice big car as a wedding present. Didn't I see a pumpkin somewhere? Fade out. So here the Puri voice comes. She says that she wonders if he has got a means of transport, or if she could give them a nice big car as their wedding present. Wedding present is called the gift that is given on the marriage. Okay, so she was just supposing that if she could be able to give them a means of transport, a nice big car to send them away for their happy future life. And then she started searching for pumpkin somewhere. Actually, in Cinderella's story, fairy godmother turns a pumpkin in the beautiful carriage. So for the ride, okay. So at the same in this story, Pari is finding a pumpkin to turn it into a new fine car. And here the story ends with the fading out of the going and a dreamy tune. So we can say that it is the kind of version of Cinderella's story with all happy ending. So here we have completed this story with the happy ending. I'll see you with the next video.